Hello everyone, you're watching Changster TV.
Hello everyone, I'm Changster and you're watching Changster TV. Now it's been a while since I made any YouTube videos for you to watch, so I thought I'd talk about an interesting topic. And the topic is coffee blending. Now before I talk about the coffee blending, I'm gonna talk to you about the word blend itself. So if you look in the dictionary, the word blend means an occurrence of thorough mixing, and it also says a new word formed by joining two others and combining their meanings. And it's also the act of blending components together thoroughly. If you ask me, I say uh, an occurrence of thorough mixing is more of a exact definition, but enough of that. Now I'll talk about the coffee blending. Blending in terms of coffee means to basically combine multiple types of coffee and create it into one unique coffee. Now, it sounds easy and it also looks easy, but it's actually a really kind of confusing and complex process. You need to consider consider a lot of different things in order to make a perfect coffee blend. You basically need a lot of experience and you need to understand what it means to create a blend of coffee. So as you know, there are many different types of coffee around the world. Basically, I'll call it a single origin coffee. There are many, as you know, there are many, like I said, many different types of coffee around the world. I mean, it's when we usually buy coffee, we know what the drink is named, obviously, but it's not like we know what type of coffee beans they use, right? And there are many chances that coffee bean is actually a blend, which means it's a type of coffee bean that only they can create. So in order to make a coffee blend, first of all, you can't you can't use too many single type of coffee when you're creating a coffee blend. So the maximum type of coffee you can use is like 3 to 5 different kinds of coffee. And trust me when I say this, the more the less type of coffees you have, it's easier for you to do. Easier for uh easier for well anyone to do when it's their first or second time creating a coffee blend, because the more types of coffee you have, the the more difficult it gets to create a coffee blend. So to simply explain it, you need to really consider how you're going to roast the coffee, like how the roasting process is gonna go. And many roasters use different methods depending on the environment they're in. All they all use different amount of heat, because everyone, not everyone lives in the same area, right? So wherever you go, there's like different amounts of temperature, different number of temperature, and the amount of humidity and such. Yeah, so they they really need to consider all that when they're like roasting and creating a coffee blend. Now, before I forget, I'm gonna explain this. There are two ways to make a coffee blend. I don't exactly know what they're called in America, but me personally, I just call it pre-blending and post-blending. So why I say that is because it's because of basically how it's named, how the process goes. It's because you do the mixing process. Sometimes you can either do the mixing process before roasting or after. And for me, I just recently tried my first time at making a coffee blend, and since I only had two types of coffee, it was easier because I only need like so if it's like 100%, right? 100%, I only need 50% of one coffee and 50% of another, and blend it like that before roasting. And it seems like a faster process. But if you combine it after roasting, you like depending on how many types of coffee you have, like if you have like 4 or 5 types of coffee, it's going first of all, it's going to take a lot longer creating a coffee blend because you have to roast each one of the coffee separately, and when they all complete the roasting process at a different time. So like I said, it can be time consuming. And after that, when you actually extract the coffee, when there's like 5, you need to think about how much of each coffee you're going to mix together. Like if you're going to put 30% of one and then 20% of another, or 40% of another type, and as such, it's like more confusing, and you need to consider how, like I said, you need to consider how the roasting process is going to go. Like as such, to put it simply, when you usually roast one coffee, let's say you roast it like at a faster time, like there's a process called the first crack, and there are coffee that extracts before, like after the first crack is done, like after like 30 seconds, or extract it after 1 minute and 30 seconds, and as such, you need to consider how you're gonna do that, and different amounts, how much heat you need to apply and stuff. When you normally apply like apply like 230 Celsius to one coffee, and another you apply 225 Celsius, right? And when you're mixing together, you need to when you're doing the pre-blending at least, you need to consider if you're going to like 225 Celsius or 230 Celsius. It's it's really it can be really confusing. So coffee blending, like I said, it's a complex and confusing process. Like you need to be an advanced coffee roaster to even try coffee blending. Pre-blending sounds easier, right? because if you only have like two types of coffee, you know it's like you need it, you exactly know how much of each coffee you need. Like you need 50% or 50% of each to make it a coffee, to make a unique coffee blend of your own. But then when you have like three or four, like you might need like a huge amount of one and less amount of each. Oh, and another thing I want to mention is that each coffee has to be like from different locations, and there are many types I would like to explain as well, but I'm going to explain that like in another video when I explain to you guys what exactly is coffee roasting. Yeah, so I'm gonna say the explanation for another time. So like coffee blending is like basically creating your own unique brand of coffee. And I I really want to really say this as much as I can so that it really sinks into your head. You really need to be like an advanced coffee roaster to even try coffee blending with 4 or 5 different types of coffee. If you like just put random amount of each coffee, I can tell you there's a like less chance that you'll actually succeed. Anyway, that's all for today. I'm gonna explain to you like about the coffee roasting process when I tell you exactly what coffee roasting is. So as always, please like and subscribe, and please leave a comment, and if you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below, and I will explain it. I will answer your question as best as I can. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye and be safe. So long.